Chinedu Okafor and Amaka Okafor got married when they were very poor. Not manageable poor, very poor. They had children while they were still struggling, seriously. Sometimes, they did not even know where the next money would come from. Chinedu's family loved Amaka very much. They supported her and respected her. Sometimes, even more than they supported their own son. They believed she was a good woman, and yes, she was a good woman. Amaka was very smart and hardworking. She could do many things, but at that time, she did not have money or connections. All she needed was opportunity. One day, Amaka met Ifunanya, her old classmate from school. They talked and caught up. Ifunanya connected Amaka to someone who needed supplies. Amaka started supplying materials to the person. She made profit from it. With that small profit, Amaka and Chinedu opened a small building material shop. They sold cement and zinc in small quantities. They paid suppliers in parts. When they sold the materials, they paid again. Little by little, the business grew. Later, they started supplying to estate developers and companies. More money started coming in. They got their first truck, so they could move materials by themselves. After that, business became easier. As time went on, they opened a bakery. They opened a water factory. Amaka opened a school. Chinedu also invested in the school. Amaka opened a fast food business. They employed managers who gave them reports. The building materials business was the main source of income. Chinedu managed most of the businesses and became the head of the company. Later, they opened their own real estate company. They started building houses and selling them. Because people trusted them, customers kept coming. When the money came, Chinedu changed. He started going out often. Whenever Amaka asked where he was going, he said it was a business meeting. He started traveling to Abuja regularly, sometimes Lagos. Before they got rich, whenever Chinedu went for meetings, he always explained everything to Amaka. He told her who he met and what they discussed. But now, when they returned from trips, his stories did not make sense. If Amaka asked him again later, what he said would not match what he said before. Amaka noticed this, but she kept quiet. She also noticed that before, Chinedu's phone was always open. Anyone could touch it. Now, his phone became his second skin. He changed his phone password. If Amaka touched it, he would get angry. Whenever he came back home from work, he would sit in his car making calls or chatting. Sometimes he did video calls. Amaka noticed everything. Still, she said nothing. One day, Amaka went to the mall and met an old friend. They talked. The friend said she had been trying to reach Amaka for a long time. This friend was also smart and bold. Amaka did not tell her directly what she was facing. She said it was someone she knew. She explained everything. The friend advised her to find out the truth quietly. Amaka hired someone to secretly follow Chinedu and monitor his movements. The person brought back the truth. Chinedu was cheating. He was visiting different hotels with different women. He was buying them phones, giving them money. Some of the women even had cars that Chinedu bought for them. One of the women was Ngozi. Amaka was shocked and hurt. But she remained calm. She made sure she was still taking care of both families. She sent money to her parents and to Chinedu's parents. Everybody still loved her. Amaka planned a family vacation for herself, Chinedu and the children. Chinedu said he could not go because he had a business trip to Abuja. Amaka was angry and reported the matter to Mama Okafor, Chinedu's mother. Mama Okafor said she had already spoken to Chinedu. She begged Amaka to plan another vacation later. She said Chinedu promised it would be available. Amaka agreed. Before the second vacation, Amaka was still suspicious. She continued monitoring Chinedu. When the time for the second vacation came, Amaka told Chinedu about it. He agreed initially. Later, he changed his mind again and said he had another Abuja trip. This time, Amaka did not tell his mother. She contacted the person following Chinedu and asked him to check if Chinedu was really traveling. Chinedu did not go to Abuja. He stayed in Enugu. He went to meet Ngozi at a hotel far from their home and business area, so nobody would recognize him. The person following him informed Amaka and shared the location. What happened next caused chaos. Amaka sent hoodlums after Chinedu and Ngozi, and they were beaten badly. Chinedu and Ngozi were taken to the hospital. Amaka was called. She pretended she did not know anything and rushed to the hospital. When she arrived, Chinedu and Ngozi were admitted in that same hospital. Chinedu could not explain himself. Amaka asked him calmly, "You said you went to Abuja. Is this Abuja?" Chinedu was ashamed. The nurse told Amaka that a woman was admitted with him and asked who would pay her bills. Amaka asked Chinedu to unlock his phone. Chinedu did not expect it, but he unlocked it. Amaka saw messages from different women. She saw money transfers and chats. She was angry and hot. Amaka called Mama Okafor and Papa Okafor and told them their son was attacked and admitted in the hospital, as that was the story he was selling, that he was attacked by armed robbers. When the parents came the next day, Chinedu begged Amaka not to tell them everything. After Amaka left, Papa Okafor scolded Chinedu heavily. He told him he destroyed his own home. He reminded him that Amaka stayed with him when he had nothing. Chinedu cried and regretted his actions. Later, they all apologized to Amaka. Amaka agreed to forgive Chinedu, but she gave conditions. They went for marriage counseling. They also wrote an agreement that if Chinedu cheated again, he would lose everything he owned. After that, Chinedu stopped cheating. It changed. Peace returned to the home. Amaka never told anyone how she found out the truth and what was really behind the attack. She let that part of the story die quietly. Moral of the story: forgiveness is powerful, but boundaries are necessary. The wife forgave him, but she set clear rules and conditions. Forgiveness without boundaries invites repeated pains.
Thank you for listening to this tale. If you enjoyed this story, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves folk tales. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments who your favorite character was and why. Your support helps keep these stories alive. Until the next tale, stay curious, stay inspired.